This meeting will now come to order. This is the Board of Zoning Appeals. This is March 26. We have a quorum, and so we will continue on with our meeting. We have a number of things to cover at today's meeting. The first one is to approve the minutes for December 27th. Did all the members have a chance to read those minutes?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Make a motion to accept as submitted.
Second.
There's a motion on the floor to accept them. It has been seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Minutes are approved as presented to us. The next item of business that we have is a motion. We need a motion, a nomination to elect a chairman for the coming year, actually the year we're in now. The floor is open for nominations for chairman.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to keep you in that position as chairman. So I make a motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded, and I would accept if voted in. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much. Now we have a motion for a nomination to elect a vice chairman for 1 year. Is there a motion on the floor?
Make a motion for Douglas Stanfield.
And I'll second that. And all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The officers remain the same.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. The next business that we have is new business. A request for a special exception daycare center to be located at 509 Lake Forest Drive, C3 zoning district, and the property is owned by Amnon Schriebman. I think we all have our packets right here. Is there a representative from this property present? Would you step forward, please? Take the podium. You want me to do it, or you want to do it?
I can do it if you'd like me to.
Okay.
Okay. Please raise your right hand, please. Do you swear or promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
And please state your name and address for the record, please.
My name is Barbara Neal. Do you want my private address or the business address?
Business address will be fine.
5138 Murfreesboro Road, Laverne 37086.
Thank you.
Oh, okay. And you are here to ask for a special exception to have a daycare center authorized for up to 50 children?
Yes, sir. That's the state, how much the state allows on there. To date, we've not had more than probably 27 maximum at any time over the past 10 or 11 years. That's just the state designation up to 50.
Oh, okay. May we have your report, Kristen, please, for the record?
Sure. As we have discussed in the past, this property has been utilized as a daycare center. It was supposed to have been only allowed to have 12 children. Historically, they have had more than that. I think due to some confusion, the property was rezoned recently to C3, which is neighborhood service, so that they could continue to operate this structure as a daycare center, since it was essentially customized to be utilized for that purpose. The rezoning has gone through, and as you'll see in C3, use permitted as special exception number 1 is daycare center. They meet all of the requirements for that. The ultimate, you said that it's technically allowed to have up to 50 children. That's probably not correct. It's going to be up to Mr. Blair, the fire inspector, to determine that. It would most likely be a number much closer to 30.
Okay.
So, but the zoning does allow for the special exception, and they have met all the submittal requirements. And in the amount of time that has transpired in the last probably 4 months since the rezoning process has gone on, there has been a sign posted, and I have not received any opposition to the request. So,
Okay. Thank you.
you're welcome.
Do the board members have any questions or comments?
Mr. Chairman, I think it's been going through the procedure just to ensure that it meets the requirements. So with that, I'll just make a motion to accept the special exception as submitted.
We have a motion on the floor to accept the request for special exception. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Has been passed. Thank you very much. I will make one comment, though.
Yes.
I was out there the other day, and I was favorably impressed. As I sat in the front parking area there, a lady came out and wanted to know what I was doing there. So
Very good.
I thought that was pretty good heads up.
You didn't have a trench coat on, did you?
A what?
Trench coat.
No trench coat. No, I don't own a trench coat.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Where would we be without a sense of humor? The second item of business on the floor here now is a special exception home daycare to be located at 159 Mary Jo Martin Drive. The request is made by Lakeisha Smith. Property is owned by Allison Verge, I believe. Is there someone here from that? Yes, would you come forward, please?
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? You state your name and address for the record, please.
Martin Drive, Laverne, Tennessee.
Thank you.
Thank you. Before I turn it over to the board members for questions, I have a couple of comments that I wanted to make.
Okay.
I was out there the other day looking at this piece of property too.
Yes.
And it caused me to take a look at the ordinances and such, and why we have ordinances. Okay?
Right.
The reason that we have ordinances here is that so that everyone is on the same playing field primarily,
Yes.
but also for other things too. We want to make sure that the city is organized right, and has various districts or certain areas. And we want to make sure that it's fair for everyone, and that when people have special requests like this, that it would be beneficial for the community.
Right.
And one of the concerns that I've read in here is safety.
Okay.
And I have a problem, a question about the safety for the children at your facility.
Okay.
The diagram that we have here shows a fence around the property.
Yes, sir.
But the fence is not all-inclusive. And it is in, actually the property is in the state of disrepair. The front fence, I'm not talking about the small fence in the front, I'm talking about the secondary
large
fence in the back.
fence,
It
yes.
is totally disrepair. There's a big opening in it. There's nothing to prevent the kids from running out in the street. There's a pipe or a pole or something sticking through it. And there are siding pieces from the back of the house about to fall on the ground, it looks like. So
Yes,
my concern is for the safety of the children.
I understand. Actually, that the fence, Ms. Verge, I'm leasing this property from her, and we moved in there August of last year. And she had told me that she was going to have the fence repaired because there is, quite a few places in it that does need repairing. The part that you seen actually happened the night before when the wind, but it had been leaning some, and then when that wind was really, really bad, it just pushed it right on through and pushed it over. I have contacted a company out of Murfreesboro to come and give me an estimate because she has told me that if I will pay to get it fixed, she will, reimburse me.
Reimburse you?
Yes, sir. I have told her that that is one of the requirements per the state, to have a fence, in good condition in order for me to have the daycare there. And she told me that she understood, and so I do have somebody coming out the first part of next week to give me an estimate on fixing everything. That, and I also had a roofing company and siding a company to come by, and they're supposed to be coming out with my insurance agent to look around and give me an estimate on fixing, because I do have some shingles that are missing too. So, but like I said, a lot of that damage, the most visible part of it happened actually like 3 nights ago when that wind was really, really bad. But I do understand your concern.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Do board members have any questions, comments? Okay. I'd like to open up for public hearing. Is there anybody here that would like to speak for or against this request? There being none, well, we will not have then a public hearing then. No questions at all, comments? Okay, I'll entertain a motion to either approve or disapprove the request.
So a question, Mr. Chairman, first. Yes. What is the, how's the codes going to be handled with this, with the issues of the fence and the siding and the issues that are on the property presently?
Frankly, what I would, I'm not sure how the codes would be for that. I'm not informed on that. But what I would suggest or open for discussion is to put this request in abeyance for a month. And I would rather approve it after everything is done than rather approve it now on the condition that it will be done. So that's what I'm looking at right now.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
if I might interject just a bit.
Yes.
I'm Randolph Salters, the Director of Codes here in Vergne.
Okay.
And I have worked closely with Miss Andrews, who I guess you may or may not know who Miss Judy Andrews is. She's with the DCS in Murfreesboro. She's responsible for all the daycare operations throughout Rutherford County, possibly even throughout Middle Tennessee. I know of this jurisdiction only. But I know they're proactive when it comes to issues like the fencing or any other items that may come up that would prohibit her from getting her approval to operate that daycare. Mm-hmm. If I can put your mind at ease, I can coordinate efforts with Miss Andrews and this young lady here to assure this board that fence will be intact and stable, suitable enough to keep the children located within that fenced area at a reasonable time as they can make the repairs.
Okay, and the siding also?
Yes, sir.
Yes, I plan on, like I said, I've got them both coming out. Both companies are coming out next week, and I plan to have those repairs done just as soon as I can get, the quotes on them.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
I don't know that the child services would be, that the siding would not be, I don't know if that would be an issue for them, but as far as preservation of that house and the integrity of that house, I'd want to see to it that is taken care of.
Good. Good. Because my only concern here is the safety of the children.
Yes.
Because I saw the toys in the backyard,
Yes.
and if they're playing and that siding, another breeze comes by or a current of
Right,
wind,
I agree with you.
and I mean,
If it'll put this board.
There's a question of liability there.
We'll be, Dennis and I, and our other building inspector, will be proactive in seeing to it that those items are handled in a timely manner.
good. Thank you, sir.
What would be your estimate on the time? A month, 2 months, 3 months?
I wouldn't go more than a month. I mean, things
Okay.
like that can be fixed rather easily. If it's siding, it can be done on site as soon as the estimate's done. If it's insurance issues, barring any unforeseen issues as far as the insurance delays, fixing the siding, it's quite easy, and repairing shingles is quite easy. I mean, it can be done relatively in a day.
Okay.
I wouldn't think more than 30 days would be.
More concerned with Bob and more the chairman, the fence not being up.
Yes.
And that's going to be DCS's concern as well. I know Miss Andrews is real proactive when it comes to issues around those daycare centers. If there's an unsafe situation, we're notified immediately to go out and investigate those as well. So I'm certain that Miss Andrews is not going to overlook the fact that fence is in disrepair. That is a situation where children could get away and get out of that fenced-in area. I mean, it is a requirement that they have a fenced-in play area. If for any reason that fenced-in play area is not sound in an integral part of that building, then she'd be denied the permit to begin with.
Okay. I appreciate the comments.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I have a question. Is there another business being run out of this, a lawn care service or anything?
We did have a lawn care service. I'm not really for sure if we're going to do that again this year or not.
Okay, I would have a problem with the lawn equipment if the kids.
The lawn equipment, it's not stored at that area.
Okay.
We have a storage for that.
Okay.
Okay. Any other comments?
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
you may want to get the report from Ms. Costanzo.
Oh, yes. Sorry about that.
Oh, you're fine. As we know, Ms. Smith is asking for home daycare, which is between 5 and 12 children in a R2 medium-density residential district. It is allowed as a special exception. She has experience running similar in-home daycare, but less children, which is why she is now asking for the special exception. In the roughly 2 weeks' time that the property's been posted, I received 2 phone calls. One neighbor had no problem whatsoever, and the other one just, and I provided you with a letter.
Yes.
That they could not be here tonight. They're just concerned about traffic. And otherwise, the property has a rather large driveway entrance, which can hold several cars for if there are numerous families dropping off children at the same time. I mean, she meets all the requirements otherwise, and provided that the fence is repaired, it would fit within the district.
Okay. I did notice the driveway would easily accommodate 4 vehicles. And since the parents are just dropping off and picking up children, then 4 vehicles is plenty, I would think.
Correct. And unlike some of the other residences where they have home daycare, this does have a fence in the front and the back, which is a nice addition. So,
If there are no other questions, I'll entertain a motion for either approval or non-approval.
Chair, I'll make a motion to accept as submitted. I think the different layers between the city codes and the county can cover our concerns. So I'll make a motion to accept as submitted.
Thank you. Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Unanimous. Thank you very much. Thank you for the information, Tim. Is there any other business to bring before the board? There being none, we stand adjourned.